68% of fitness enthusiasts are unknowingly consuming the wrong amount of protein, impacting their muscle gains and overall health. In this video, we're diving into the surprising truths behind protein consumption. We'll explore research that reveals why your current protein routine might not be as effective as you think. Stay tuned as I'm going to debunk some myths, share some insights, and provide you with a tailored approach to your protein intake. I'm Lewis. I've been a personal trainer for nearly 10 years, working with over 1,000 plus clients. For my online coaching, I ensure CEOs and entrepreneurs grow their business by optimizing health and performance without the time sacrifices, restrictive diets, or missing out on precious family time. And on YouTube, I help you understand the key fundamentals to do it all by yourself. As someone who loved being in the gym, I always lived by the motto, more is better, especially when it came to protein. I was convinced that to build muscle and strength, I needed to consume as much protein as possible. My days were filled by the sound of a blender mixing yet another protein shake. I believed that these shakes were my ticket to a stronger, more healthier body, far superior to any protein I could get from regular food. My diet was pretty monotonous, but I was determined to make some gains, gain some weight, actually get the physique that I wanted to achieve. Chicken became not just a meal choice, but a lifestyle. I would eat chicken maybe 2 to 3 times per day, lunch, dinner, and then every now and then, if I didn't have anything else to eat in the house, but I would have chicken, so I'd go for that. Coupled with some egg whites, some oats, all the standard pro bodybuilder diet. It was lean, protein packed, and pretty repetitive, but I liked it. I feared straying away from this routine would be at the detriment to what I wanted to achieve, and I thought this would derail my progress a little bit. But despite my strict adherence to this high protein diet, something started to be a little bit off. I expected to feel like a bit of a powerhouse, but instead I was often tired, my digestion was not great, it was out of sync, and surprisingly my gym performance was not improving or holding up as what I wanted, and was not really holding up as I had hoped. After a little bit of research, I realized that while protein is essential for muscle growth and repair, there's a limit to how much our bodies can actually use for muscle protein synthesis. I learned that natural food sources provide a spectrum of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fibers that supplements and shakes. So how much protein do we actually need to gain muscle? I think that people do overestimate how much they actually need. If you look online, a lot of people will be eating 250 or even 300 grams of protein, which personally I think is completely unnecessary. So let's delve into the age and protein requirements. So the research shows that adults over the age of 50 may need more protein than younger adults, with recommendations ranging from 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, compared to the standard 0.8 grams for younger individuals. A study in the Journal of Post-Acute and Long-Term Care Medicine did support this by finding a positive correlation between higher protein intake and muscle mass retention in older adults. For example, a 70 kg individual at 65 years of age might need between 70 to 84 grams of protein daily, which is significantly higher than a person in their 30s who would typically require around 56 grams. And remember, this is just for the average person. If you're someone, and I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you are into training, meaning you want to actually progress with muscle mass or just your overall health, you will need more than this. But that's just a caveat, just to let you know, if you're thinking these seem pretty low. So protein utilization in muscle protein synthesis. It's estimated that only 10 to 20% of the protein consumed is used for muscle protein synthesis. This was highlighted in a study published in Nutrients, which noted that factors such as the type of exercise and the quality of protein affect how efficiently protein is used for muscle building. For instance, if a person consumes 100 grams of protein, only 10 to 20 grams may contribute to muscle growth, emphasizing the importance of selecting high quality protein sources. So what about the duration of protein intake for muscle building? Studies suggest that for optimal muscle growth, protein intake needs to be sustained over a minimum of 24 hours and potentially for several days to weeks. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published research indicating that prolonged protein supplementation can result in significant muscle hypertrophy and strength gains. Spreading protein intake evenly throughout the day rather than concentrating it in one meal can be more effective for muscle growth. So I know there's a bit of a craze at the minute with some people only eating 1 or even 2 meals per day. This study would show that maybe that isn't optimal for muscle growth. So what about the post-workout leucine threshold? Leucine, an essential, if not arguably the most essential amino acid, plays a critical role in muscle protein synthesis post-exercise. Approximately 2 to 3 grams of leucine per meal is required to optimize muscle building. The Journal of Nutrition highlighted that consuming leucine-rich meals after exercise significantly enhances muscle protein synthesis. Post-workout meal that includes chicken breast or whey protein shake can help reach this leucine threshold effectively. That's why they're the most common ways of doing it, and it was for me back in the day. So what about the protein needs and aging? As individuals age, their bodies require a higher leucine threshold per meal for optimal protein synthesis. I know I keep saying that word, but it really is important in this context. Sometimes up to 25 to 50% more. Clinical Nutrition published findings showing that increased leucine intake in older adults leads to improved muscle protein synthesis too. Older adults should therefore aim for 3 to 4 grams of leucine per meal, achievable through, again, protein-rich foods like salmon or beef, or other protein sources like meats and other fishes. Seniors might need up to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight to maintain muscle mass, which is higher than the requirement for younger adults. The Journal of Gerontology reported that increased protein intake helps in maintaining muscle mass in older adults. For a 60 kilo senior, this means up to 90 grams of protein per day, compared to less for a younger person. What about protein in a calorie deficit? When in a calorie deficit, increasing protein intake to 2.3 to 3.1 grams per kilogram of lean body mass can be crucial in preserving muscle. And if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you want to preserve muscle when you are dieting or cutting or looking to drop body fat. The International Journal of Sport Nutrition and Exercise Metabolism found that high protein intake during calorie restriction helped in preserving muscle mass. Those on a calorie restricted diet should focus on lean protein sources like turkey or lentils to maintain muscle without consuming excess calories. In simple terms, to summarize, how much protein you need varies greatly depending on your age, whether you're trying to lose weight or build muscle, and even the type of exercise you do. While younger people might need less, older adults should up their protein intake for better muscle health and to prevent atrophy. Also, not all the protein we eat goes directly into building muscle, so it's important to choose high quality protein sources and spread out protein consumption throughout the day. And after a workout, it's especially crucial to eat protein rich foods to help your muscles recover and grow. Although that doesn't mean that we need to do the classic eating and getting as much protein in as you can within that anabolic 30-minute window, which I know I definitely fell detriment to when I was younger. But with all that being said, as I said at the start of the video, I do think people still overconsume protein. If you're someone who trains like myself and wants to make sure that they are growing as much muscle and recovering and optimally as possible, I shoot as a guideline of 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So for example, I'm currently 75 kg, so I'm aiming for somewhere around minimum 150 grams per day. With all my CEO and entrepreneurial clients, I follow my CEO Health and Performance Blueprint 5-step system, which combines all 5 key areas. Head to the link in the description to watch the short video of exactly how I use this with my clients to get amazing results. Or alternatively, if you're someone, whether you run your own business or not, who would benefit from understanding in more detail your current health and performance, you can take the Health and Performance Scorecard, which is completely free, linked in the description, as well as my training programs, to see if they are suitable for you and your goals if you're struggling with structure and accountability.